Vedanta Swami Namani Namaste Saraswati Gaurani Varajani Shri Shashunavadi Bhajyani Shadhani Bhaja Bhaja Bhaji Dhanadhani Shri Bhajosh Okay, we'll come back then. So the appearance or disappearance of Bakeshwara of London. Appearance. So I'm going to have some time to read that, if we like. There's a little... Okay. So, Srimad Bhagavatam, 4th Canto, Chapter 2. Why don't we chant text 26? Is that a good one? Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiriyat. Prabhu ki jai. So we got a few verses here about cursing and counter-cursing. Remember the old radio show where they had this, the devotees put together this pastime. It was like for a radio show. You know, they had those few little things. And there was, I curse you, your beard will fall off. And it's pretty funny. It's actually devotees. Yeah, it's this pastime. There's different pastimes, some Krishna Leela pastimes. I heard it was Radio Krishna or something. Yeah. So... pretty funny. So anyways, so if you need to brush up on any curses, put a few in your, because eventually you may have to curse some people, so you can always go back to this section. So, cursing, part of Brahminical culture. So if you're going to become Brahmin, you have to learn how to curse people. So, is that true? No. That's something you got to avoid. That's the whole main lesson of this pastime. Okay. Sarvabhaksha dvijabhrityai Dridha vidyatapobrataha Vitta dehindriyarama Yachaka vicharantviha Sarvabhaksha dvijavitra Dritya vidya tapobrataha Vitta dehindriyarama Yachaka vicharantvaha Sarvabhaksha dvijavrityai Dritya vidya tapobrataha Vitta dehindriyarama Yachaka vicharantviha. Please chant. Keep chanting. Synonyms. Sarvabhakshaha, eating everything. Dvijaha, the brahmanas. Vrityai, for maintaining the body. Dhritta vidya, having taken to education. Tapaha, austerity. Brataha, and vows. Vitta, money. Deha, the body. Indriya, the senses. Aramaha, the satisfaction. Yachikaha, as beggars. Vicharantu, let them wander. Iha, here. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. These brahmanas take to education, austerity, and vows only for the purpose of maintaining the body. They shall be devoid of discrimination between what to eat and what not to eat. They will acquire money, begging from door to door, simply for the satisfaction of the body. Please repeat. These brahmanas take to education, austerity, and vows only for the purpose of maintaining the body. They shall be devoid of discrimination between what to eat and what not to eat. They will acquire money, begging from door to door, simply for the satisfaction of the body. The third curse inflicted by Nandishvara on the Brahmins who supported Daksha is completely functioning in the age of Kali. The so-called Brahmanas are no longer interested in understanding the nature of the Supreme Brahman, although a Brahmana means one who has attained knowledge about Brahman. In the Vedanta Sutra also it is stated, Atato Brahma Jigyasa. This human form of life is meant for realization of the Supreme Brahman, the Absolute Truth, or in other words, human life is meant for one's elevation to the post of a Brahmana. Unfortunately, the modern Brahmanas, or so-called Brahmanas, who come in originally Brahminical families, have left their own occupational duties, but they do not allow others to occupy the post of Brahmanas. The qualifications for Brahmanas are described in the scriptures in srimadbhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, and other Vedic literatures. Brahmana is not a hereditary title or position. If someone from a non-Brahmin family, for example, one born in a family of Sudras, tries to become a Brahmana by being properly qualified under the instruction of a bona fide spiritual master, these so-called Brahmanas will object. Such Brahmanas, having been cursed by Nandishvara, are actually in a position where they have no discrimination between edibles and non-edibles, and simply live to maintain the perishable material body and its family. Such fallen conditioned souls are not worthy to be called Brahmanas, but in Kali Yuga they claim to be Brahmanas, and if a person actually tries to attain the Brahminical qualifications, they try to hinder his progress. This is the situation in the present age. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu condemned this principle very strongly. During his conversation with Ramananda Roy, he said that regardless of whether a person is born in a Brahmin family or a Sudra family, regardless of whether he is a householder or a sannyasi, if he knows the science of Krishna, he must be a spiritual master. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had many so-called Sudra disciples like Haridas Thakur and Ramananda Roy. Even the Goswamis, who were principal students of Lord Chaitanya, were also ostracized from Brahmana society, but Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, by his grace, made them first-class Vaishnavas. Om Gyan Timirandasya Gyananjana Salakaya Chakshulunminitam Dena Taismai Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Sri Gaur Bhakti Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Bhanja Kalpataru Bhashta Kripa Sindhu Bhava Patitanam Bhavani Bho Vaishnadevo Namo Namaha. So with your permission, I'll try to say a few words. I'm pretty good at cursing people, so maybe I can come up with some things to say, my personal experience. Sarva Bhaksha Dvija Brityai Dritta Vidya Tapo Brataha Vitta Dehindriyarama Yachaka Vicharandriya. So amazing that it would escalate to the point of cursing, isn't it? It's swept away. One becomes swept away. In the Bhagavad Gita, it says there's, those game shows? They say, door number 1, door number 2, or door number 3, what do you want? Remember those game shows? They pick something, it'd be like 10-year supply of dog food or something, and I'll flip out. The other one's like a vacation to Maui. So, like that. So they pick three different doors. They're door 1, 2. Okay, so in the Bhagavad Gita, it said there's 3 doors to hell. What's one of them? Lust, kama, and krodha, and lobha. So pick your door. So, tridvara, the 3 gates leading to hell. And this anger is one of them, right? Kam, krod. And what it means is these 3 things, they can just completely bewilder and destroy a person. We see that over and over again. Through the pages, you could say, of the Bhagavatam and different literatures, that these stories are brought up, these histories are brought up. As we said the other day, there's 2 kinds of stories in every scripture. One is of people who did the right thing, and also people who did the wrong thing. And you learn equally well from both what to avoid. So, and Nandishwara is a very exalted personality. He's the carrier of Lord Shiva. He must be such a peaceful bull. Just kind of yeah, this is it. Nandishwara, the bull. Nandishwara, that's it, the bull, carrier, principal associate. He's always with Lord Shiva. He's his carrier, right? No, not Nandishwara, that's the bull. It's the bull. Well, Nandi and Nandishwara. It's short and firm. So, how one can be carried away by anger. One can be carried away by kam, and one can be carried away by lobha, and all different stories are there. And to the point where it escalated into cursing and counter-cursing. Sometimes you see devotees have an argument, but rare that you see them cursing each other. Have you seen anyone cursing each other? Break their Brahman threads like that. Have you seen that yet? Okay. Here? I'm Vrindavan, okay. So, yeah. So it can be pretty wild. Someone can be that angry. Anger's there. Anyways, let's continue here. So I'm sure it's probably already been discussed at some length, has it? In previous classes has been discussed about anger and cursing and how it gets out of hand. So this one is very instructive because and it's interesting, these curses are to destroy their life. Sometimes you can get a curse and it's quite encouraging. There's a story in the Chaitanya Leela where Lord Chaitanya, one Brahmin wanted to get into the evening kirtans at Srivas Thakur's house, and they wouldn't let him in. So in the morning when Nimai came out, he cursed them. He said, I curse you. You'll never be happy in material life. You'll never be happy in material life. And Lord Chaitanya was in ecstasy. So that's a benediction. You'll never be happy in the material world. That's a benediction. Question. Well, Krishna's not happy in the material world. He never tries to enjoy the material energy. The point is he's acting as a devotee, and devotees don't have any plan for happiness in the material world. So if someone destroys all your chances of being happy in the material world, what is that? Is that kindness? Yeah, for a devotee. He finds no happiness in the material world. So that's a blessing, right? And what is the biggest impediment in our spiritual life? Because we think we got something going on here. Hey, I got something going on. I'll get back to you, Krishna. I got something going on. Right? That's our problem. That's the problem of every conditioned soul. That's why we're here. So to get the blessing in the form of a curse, that you'll never be happy in the material world. Wow! Just like if you had a scuffle with Dravida at breakfast. You took one of his pancakes or something. He said, Mukunda, I curse you. No more material desires. What would you think about that? You give him his pancake back and fall at his feet and kiss his feet. Say, thank you so much, Prabhu. Right? You've relieved me of a great burden, like a mountain on my head, right? That I've been carrying for millions and millions of lifetimes, and you've just cleared it all. Thank you so much for the blessing. Right? So, So sometimes curses are actually a blessing. But here, just thinking about it, when a curse is to hurt someone, that's very bad. Because what's happening here is these are Brahmins, and it says Brahmins, they're supposed to take the education and austerity and vows. What? For understanding Brahman, the absolute truth. But they're doing all of these different Brahminical activities simply for maintaining the body. They're begging from door to door simply for the satisfaction of the body. It's all symptomatic of the age of Kali. No one's interested in self-realization, and those who are supposed to be interested in self-realization and preaching to others about self-realization, they're also not interested. They're also not interested. Their so-called Brahminical culture is just a what does it say in the Ishopanishad? Golden shackles? Right. Golden shackles. You know what that is? Refers to? You go to the jail. No, they don't have it these days, but I don't know when it finally stopped. I guess you could research that in history, when they stopped putting prisoners in shackles, iron chains, and so you couldn't move or anything like that. So if you two are in prison together, and Jamal has golden shackles and you only have iron ones, you get envious? And he's got golden shackles. Would you be envious that he's got solid gold shackles and you only got iron ones? Would you be envious? Say something. Would you be envious? Probably would, I mean, come on, how do you get the golden shackles? Like that. But you're missing the whole point, you're supposed to be in jail, you're supposed to get out, right? But he's, what's Jamal thinking? Hey, I got golden shackles. He's like, polishes them every day, kind of shines them, lets everyone know. How long you in for, Jamal? Oh, I'm here for life, but I got golden shackles. Like that, right? So that's insane. So in the same way, the material world, those in the mode of goodness, they got the golden shackles. The good shackles, the golden shackles. It's not bad. Golden shackles. So in the same way, Brahminical culture, when it's misused just for happiness in this material world, because that's part of the mode of goodness. One becomes happy and satisfied. One's sinful activities are greatly reduced. One understands some knowledge, like that. One knows the different arts of how to be happy in this material world through medicine and astrology and just mode of goodness, like that. And one's quite happy to be here in the material world. So one missed the point completely. So that's what the curse is here. You're a Brahmin. You're supposed to be using all of this knowledge, all of this austerity, and all your vows for becoming free from the shackles of material existence, but you're not. And you're setting a horrible example for other people. They're the spiritual masters of society, and what are they doing? Just encouraging people to enjoy in this material world, right? The people in general, they want the Brahmins to bless them. What kind of blessing do they want? Yes. Yeah, there must be a whole list like that, right? It's the whole long list, like that, Panditji, like that. Yeah, all these things, that's what they want, like that. And also their discrimination is lost. That's what's described here, this first two words, sarva bhaksha, eating everything. Eating everything. I was telling the boys the other day, Bhakti-Vatsal was having a conversation with some Brahmin. I don't know if it was here, probably here, I don't think it was in India, over the phone, something like that, because they were discussing things about his daughter's wedding, marriage, and finding suitable people. And the Brahmin was telling me it was hard to find someone who doesn't eat meat, but that's okay. He said even the demigods eat meat. And Bhakti-Vatsal said, well, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Pataram Pashvam Tlantoyam Yome Bhakti Parayachati. The Brahmin said, yes, Krishna says that. But he didn't say you can't offer him meat. So this is the condition of Brahminical society. They're always trying to fallen Brahmins, just to wiggle out of everything, make no discrimination whatsoever. The Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Lord Nityananda, they were traveling somewhere, remember, and they visited some sannyasi. Some sannyasi so-called sannyasi, had invited them to his house to enjoy ecstasy, something like that. It was actually for drinking, like that, for drinking. When they realized who this guy was and what he was talking about, they immediately left. They ran away. They jumped into the river and become purified. So there's someone disguising himself as a sadhu, and he's asking, hey, would you like a little schnapps? Ananda, that was it. Okay, Ananda. You want to take some Ananda? Like that. And, I remember I was doing a wedding a few years ago in La Jolla, and after the wedding, I was going up, and I knew the caterers. I know them quite well, known for years. And anyways, at the table there, some Indian gentleman came up to me and said, hey, can I get you something to drink? I said, yeah, I'll just have some water. He said, no, something to drink. Like a drink. I said, no, I don't drink alcohol. He said, oh. I said, I'm a Vaishnava. I don't drink. He said, oh. He said, it's too bad. He said, if you were a Shaivite Brahmin, you could drink. They're luckier than you. They can drink whiskey. They're very nice. You poor Brahmin, you poor guy. He was feeling sorry for me that I couldn't drink. If I'd only been a Shaivite, then I could have. I think it comes in a few purports talking about some of that stuff. But anyways, this is a symptom of the age of Kali. Everything is for sense gratification, and therefore even our Brahminical culture becomes downgraded to that level. And that's part of this, what's being described here as far as this curse. And I have heard, I don't know where it says in the scriptures, but it says somewhere, doesn't it, that demons in previous ages take birth in Kali Yuga as Brahmins. Like that. So the whole Brahminical culture becomes polluted because those who were demoniac in a previous life, all of a sudden they show up in a Brahmin family. It's like, whoa! Just like Kamsa and so many of those demons, big demons, they were hiding on earth, taking birth in royal families and so on, to create all kinds of havoc. So in the age of Kali, you have demoniac people in previous lives. They're taking birth as Brahmins to create all kinds of havoc. Because when the top goes, everything goes, right? Just like we have some personal experience now. When someone becomes a little deranged, their life is finished, like that, right? You have to ask them to leave the temple. And they just when the upstairs gets a little bit kooky, right? We try to get them to leave. But the point being is, when their head gets crazy, when the head goes off, everything becomes lost. For whatever reason. I mean, even here, Nandishwara, he lost his head. He's cursing. And they're counter-cursing. Everyone lost their head, right? So when the direction is wrong, everything becomes lost. Like that. So whether who are the natural leaders in society? You have the Brahmins and the Kshatriyas and so on. They're the natural leaders. And when they're off in their direction, everything becomes individually and collectively lost. Now it says here, the qualifications of the Brahmins are described in the scriptures in srimadbhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, and so on. If anyone has their device, could they please look up 7th Canto, 9th, chapter 10th verse. Bhagavad Gita, we have and another one could look up 7:11:35. But what's the famous verse in Bhagavad Gita? What chapter is that? 18th chapter. Balaram, you know this verse? Samodamos. Qualities of a Brahmin. Taposacham kshantir arjam evacha jnana vigana mastikyam brahmakama sabhavajam. Peacefulness, self-control, austerity, purity, tolerance, honesty, knowledge, wisdom, and religiousness, these are the natural qualities by which the Brahmin is worked. Now it's interesting, you can have all these qualities and not be interested in self-realization. Isn't it true? You can be a very peaceful person, have some control of your senses, performing some austerities, purity, and, tolerance, you're honest, you have some knowledge, some wisdom, you're a religious person, right? They're all nice qualities, but you may not be interested in self-realization. So all of these qualities are meant to actually, to facilitate self-realization, because when you manifest these qualities, unless you manifest these qualities, self-realization is a joke, right? It's a joke. I think yoga is very big now. But what kind of yoga is that? Is that yoga to link yourself with the absolute truth? No, it's to link yourself with a yogi or yogini, right? Right? Who comes to the class too, right? That's what they're trying to do. That's the linking up, right? My soulmate, I met at a yoga class, right? I met my soulmate at a yoga class. Probably have a T-shirt like that. You can make $1 million. You get a T-shirt like that. I met my soulmate at Core Yoga, like that, right? like that. Okay, so yes, what it is I think in that purport there's a footnote, those qualities. Yep.
Okay, the 12 qualities of a perfect Brahman, following the following the sense of life and being free from jealousy, being intelligent, creating no enemies, performing yoga, giving charity, being steady, being well versed in daily study, and certain vows.
That's a tall order. Vows. So these are Brahminical qualities. 7:11:35. Very important verse by Narada Muni. Yes. Yeah, just read the verse because this is a very important point here. Okay, so that's the end of the purport. Prabhupada is referring to these kinds of verses in this Kiba Vipa Kiba Nasi Sujukina Hoy Ye Krishna Tatve say Guru Hoy, is that it? Noi. Noi. Why not? Yes. That in his conversation with Ramananda Roy, because they met, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted Ramananda Roy, he said, and he glorified him and said he wanted him to hear from him about Krishna, and Ramananda Roy said, I can hear a sannyasi. I'm a Sudra, Kayasta, like that. And then Lord Chaitanya quoted this verse. It doesn't really matter what your background or material situation. If you know the science of Krishna, you're a guru. You can instruct others. You can give instruction to others. That's the bottom line. Because Krishna consciousness starts on the level of the soul. That's the point. We're not into completely dismantling varnashram, or you can say the caste system, or what do you want to call it. Those social orders exist, spiritual orders exist, but in light of Krishna consciousness takes precedence over all of those, because it's the param gatim, like that. Right. In the Bhagavad Gita, the list of all the different kinds of knowledge, Prabhupada always brings up. The most important one is surrender to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, or actually the 26 qualities. That's something. The list of 26 qualities of a devotee, taking shelter of Krishna, is always, the commentaries say that's the most important one. Of all the different qualities, that one is sincerely surrendering to Krishna. That will take care of everything. So, and Prabhupada is referring, of course, to the objection that came up in his preaching, especially from the Brahminical, so-called Brahmins and God brothers even in India, that he's taking people who aren't born in Brahmin families and turning them, the Brahmins, into sannyasis and so on. So he said they can't follow, right? All their kids go to IT schools, right? All the Brahmins, all their kids all go off to IT, right? Very intelligent, but that intelligence is no longer, they don't want them just twirling some incense and lighting fires and like that. They want to, make some money, so they all send them to the different, colleges and universities and so on. So we're all the Brahmins. There's no qualified Brahmins anymore. And then those who want to become qualified Brahmins, no, you can't do that. You can't do that. Like that. And I remember Maharaj tells a story. Many years he's been telling this story. You can tell him, ask him if it's true. But it's an interesting story. It's instructive that when he was in Detroit or Ann Arbor, he had some Indian family come and so on. And the man said, "Oh, yes, I'm a Brahmin." And he went to show him his Brahmin thread, and he knocked his pack of cigarettes out of his pocket. And I'm a Brahmin. I show my thread, it's the old dusty thread. Yes, I'm Brahmin also. Like that. So what does that mean? Okay. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, just to show, that's brought up, Ramananda Roy, Haridas Thakur, the Goswamis, Rupa and Sanatan, who are ostracized from Brahminical culture because of their association with Nawab Hussain Shah. But he put them in very, very because of their full qualification, prominent positions in his movement. Haridas Thakur was the Nam Acharya. What does that mean, Nam Acharya? The be-all and end-all, the authority on chanting Hare Krishna, which was the Yuga Dharma. Chaitanya picked him, even though he was born in a Muslim family. this is one example I've heard, that the Brahmins are so upset by that. They say, no, what happened was he was born in a Brahmin family, and then a bunch of Muslims raided the village and killed everyone and took him as a baby. Right. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta says, bunch of you-know-what, cow dung. That's not true. But they wanted to actually he was a Brahmin. And then he was taken as an infant and raised by a Muslim family. And that way they skirt the issue of him actually being born in a Muslim family. No, he was born in a Muslim family. And he's Haridas Thakur, Namacharya. Ramananda Roy. He's a minister in a kingdom. Very powerful personality, dealing with all those things, but actually is on the highest platform of Krishna consciousness. Why did Chaitanya Mahaprabhu pick these devotees? Just to show everyone the truth, what he's saying. It's not just made it up. It's not a cute thing to say. Oh, it doesn't matter who you are. If you know something about Krishna, you're Guru. These are powerful. And Rupa Sanatana Goswami, they established the Krishna consciousness movement through their literatures, right? The teachings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they put it all into, what do you call that? Canonized it or something like that? All into different literatures and explained everything thoroughly in their literatures, the teachings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in this process of the Yuga Dharma, And so this is just to show. And on our end, therefore, we shouldn't take advantage of it. Something the other day, that quote by Prabhu said, one problem with my disciples, they're very puffed up. They think they're the only devotees. You know how we're critical of all these Brahmins in India, these people. So we have to be very, very humble. Was that Vidya Vinaya Sampane? You know that verse? About the elephant and the cow and the dog eater? You know what? Vidya Vinaya Sampane. The Brahmin is Vidya, he's learned, and Vinaya. What does that mean? Humble. He's actually cultured. See, you can't have. It's just like here. Where did the Vinaya go? Whoop! Out the door, out of the jugya. It's gone. Right? I'm more important than you, and I'm going to curse you. That's what happened. And everyone goes back and forth. Brigamuni stands up. I'm more important than you. I'm going to curse you. They're cursing and counter-cursing. So the Vidya was there. I'm very, very learned, but the Vinaya was gone. I must be very, very careful. Those two qualities, learning and proper behavior, what's more important? Proper behavior. You'll be judged more by your proper behavior than your learning. In fact, that is the symptom that you know, oh, this is an advanced devotee. Actually, it's their etiquette and their proper behavior. More so than their learning. Like that. So, it's 8:29. How do we do? Okay? Do you want to open it up for questions or comments?
Well, this one's for comment. Just be looking for those qualities of the Brahman in the verse.
It's a non-Brahminical app. Symptom of Kali Yuga. The footnotes are out, huh? Pocket. Okay. Okay. Killed his parents and took him as a baby. Yeah, they say that. Yeah, that's why they can accept him, because he really was a Brahmin, born in a Brahmin family. Yes, this is all very, very bodily concept. Yeah. When the Muslims think you're Hindu, you're eternally condemned. Boy, it's a rough life over there, isn't it? It's pretty. Yeah. That's right. Yeah, you have to be so politically correct these days. And, low means how you're progressing towards the goal of life, the absolute truth. That's what low means. And it can be in any culture, any condition that's described here. Brahmins can be low. If they give up their Brahminical, their goal of Brahman, and they're even more dangerous because they're the leaders of society. It's one thing if someone's a fool, but if someone is posted as knowing everything and they're also a fool, who's more dangerous? Like the serpent with the jewel on its head. Ho, ho, ho. Look at that. Yep. It's like that fool who died last year, the year before. Trying to take a selfie with a rattlesnake. Some hiker. Trying to get real close to get a selfie with a rattlesnake. So you know what the rattlesnake did? Whack! Bit him. He died. You don't do things like that. So people are really stupid, like that. Oh, I get a selfie with a rattlesnake. And you just whoosh, whack. That was the last picture on that phone. Like that. All it is this big mouth coming towards his head or something. I don't know. So, point is to be very careful about these things. Active fool, yes. We can end here. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.